This is Bangalore Productions, and for today's video, there's a couple things I want to cover with the channel, what's going to go on with the channel, and then we're going to get into a small little kit breakdown from today's training. So the first thing I want to bring up is something I've been thinking about for a while now, and that's I'm changing the direction of my channel with the content that I'm going to be putting out there, and type of videos I'll be making, obviously. With that being said, I'm gonna step away from what some might call the fantasy LARP mindset, and teaching doctrine and teaching, all these different things that to the average person are cool to know, but probably aren't what you would be doing anyway in that situation, because you're not military or whatever, you're a civilian. So I want to step away from that and kind of get into one of the more important things to me about this hobby, and how that can actually go into realism. And by realism, I mean you're more likely, which is still unlikely, to have a home invasion and have to combat a home intruder than it is for whatever insert scenario to happen and you're Rambo out in the woods with your squad doing who knows what, right? And with the way the world's going right now, a lot of people are leaning more towards that mindset that things are going to get bad, things are going to happen. And I'm not saying that they can't, or they won't, or that nothing ever happens. What I'm saying is that you should make it a priority to not be one of those fantasy LARPers that your entire idea is that you're going to go out and do all these things. You need to be more worried about your family, your community, keeping them safe. And that is one of the changes I'm going to make to this channel, which a couple of my videos I discussed that. But think more of my content's going to be training oriented. And when I mean training, I don't mean doing patrols in the woods and making hide sites and this, that, and the other. I mean, and obviously not like flat range, like drills and stuff, but long range fires, pistol work from concealed. And I'm not going to be necessarily teaching as much as I'm just going to be showing my training and what I do, and how you guys can take that and train that way as well. Because I mean, I'm not a professional when it comes to precision fires, but it's something that I something that I enjoy a lot and that I put a lot of effort and time into. And when I see precision, I'm not saying that I have a bolt gun that shoots 1,200 meters. I'm shooting between 500-700 max, and so it's more mid-range. Still precision shooting though, because it's further. To me, precision is anything further than 300. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to start the video off with, is taking a different approach from now on. And with that being said, I made a video like this before, actually, about 6-7 months ago, maybe even longer than that. It was around July time frame, and I made it titled The Basics, What You Really Need as a Minuteman or a Guerrilla Fighter, or whatever it may be. And I kind of wanted to caveat off of that, or not caveat, but I kind of wanted to piggyback off of that, I guess you would say, and discuss, well, what is it that you actually need to get outside and train? Not necessarily doing PBs, CQB, operating, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily doing that, but what do I need to go to a range out in the woods to shoot, to do precision fires, do short bay drills, do concealed pistol work, whatever it is, right? Going out in the woods, enjoying nature, and training. That's what I did today. It was very fun. Had a good time. And a lot of guys won't go out and train because they don't think they have what they need to go and do it. But just the same as fitness, training is a lot easier than we've been told. We see all these YouTubers with all their fancy gadgets and doodads and all their plate carriers and belt rigs, whatever it is, right? And we think that we have to have this stuff too. We try to emulate that. We see what's going on in Ukraine and we try to emulate that for our training, or we see, all the different things, and we try to emulate that and do that. But that's not what we should do. We're civilians. It's different, there's no fantasy LARP situation that's gonna happen, right? Aside from somebody breaks into your house and you gotta take them out, and you don't need anything for that. You just need a rifle for that with a flashlight and an optic. So, and an IFAK in case you're in your car and you pull up on a wreck and you just, want to do what's right and necessary, and you're the first person there and you can, assist that person in the car accident, right? Those are the most important things. But anyway, I'm done rambling, and I want to get into the video. So For today's video, I'm gonna be talking about, like I said, what is it that you actually need to get outside and get training? Well, the first thing we're gonna need, aside from a rifle, a sling, ear pro, an optic of some sort, whether that be iron sights, a red dot, LPDO, whatever it is whatever is your flavor, what you wanna work with. We're also gonna need a flashlight. So we can see if we're shooting in low light conditions at targetry, because we just got all this ammo, we want to go out and train, and we don't want the darkness to be keeping us from shooting, right? Obviously, we're not going to be shooting super far with our flashlight, but we can still get some good training in short base shooting, right? And then from that, I've talked about before, we need a good pair of pants, right? So we need, those are very important, pockets so we can carry stuff. Right now, I got a magazine in this pocket, over here in these pocket, right here, the smaller one. I have my note-taking gear, pencil, and my range card. I've talked about these before. Here's something that I always carry on me, whether that be in a kit, pants pockets, whatever. Why not just carry it in your pants pocket so you always have it on you? So even if I don't need any of my gear and I want to go shoot, I can carry some mags in my pocket, have my note-taking gear, and then moving on to the next important part, IFAK. I choose to carry mine in a fanny pack. It's easier to carry instead of having a big dangler on my chest rig. I can just move it around to the rear for when I'm getting in the prone, or I'm getting into a more position that I need to have more freed space down here, right? So I can just pull that to the rear, and I still have my IFAK, full IFAK with a tourniquet. Now, if I had pants with bigger pockets, I could carry my IFAK in my pants pockets. I've talked about that before as well. But I'm leaving that more militarized approach with wearing camouflage when I go out and train, and I'm gonna start wearing more civilian oriented earth tones. So these fall ribbon pants are perfect for that. And then the next thing we need is a good pair of footwear. My trusty Vans MTE boots, I've had them for forever now, well over a year. And every time I go out and do anything, I wear them. And they've held up perfectly, and I love them. So moving on from that, you would think, okay, well, I need something to carry my ammo, right? Not yet. We have our pants pockets for that. Now, I'm gonna get some kind of bag, salt pack, whatever, one day pack. You don't need anything big right now. If you're just trying to go out and train for a day, maybe camp, you can sleep in your car, whatever. You're doing it overnight. You don't need anything crazy like you're gonna go sit in a PV for 7 days, right? A salt pack. With this, I actually, when I came out here, it was not raining, and I had my rain jacket, which I'll get into that in here. And I also have just a liter of water. I'm not gonna be out here too terribly long. I've been out here for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's, after this video, I'm done. I'm going home. So that liter of water is perfect. I carry some snacks in there. I had actually more magazines in there earlier, but they're now in my chest rig and the others are in my car. It's a good system, right? Having a pack that you don't need it to carry, all the doodads and gadgets, but you can use it to carry just enough to sustain you for a couple hours while you're shooting, right? And now, from that, we get into load carriage equipment, right? Now, it doesn't matter what you choose to carry, whether that be a belt kit, a chest rig, a plate carrier, like micro rig like what I have on, or a bigger chest rig. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is the carryover to a realistic scenario. Now, I know I said I don't want to get into this, but if something were to happen, people are going to be looking for, I've said before, more militarized looking people. That's why I mainly switched to earth tones. So having a big, huge chest rig covering your body, or a big, huge belt rig and all this stuff, you're just going to stand out. Obviously, this stands out. It's multicam tropic. You can see it. If I'm zipped up, maybe not as much, but still, it stands out. And I have a helmet on with scrim and night vision and all that. But what I mean is, it's okay to wear smaller, gear. I think a lot of times, people, especially, in training and all that, they want to have these more built up, bigger rigs. And I've just been thinking about it for a while, and I don't think it has so much to do with they have that much stuff to carry. I think it's because they just want to have more gear because it looks cooler, which it does. It does. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't. Having, big chest rig, like some of the ones I've posted before, or a plate carrier setup, or a big belt rig, it looks cool. It does. But I think for a civilian, it is not practical. And we can spend our money elsewhere, whether that be training classes, courses, going to competitions and actually testing out our stuff and seeing if we can compare to other people. Ammo, having a lot of ammo, you know, maybe buying a spare gun instead in case your main gun goes down, you have something else to shoot with. You don't need 5 or 6 different chest rigs or plate carriers or belt rigs. You know, all that money that you spent on that could have been spent on ammo, another gun, training. You know, for me, I'm lucky where I train, it's free, you know, it's private property. I got to come out here. I have about 500 yards worth of terrain that I can shoot at, and I bought my own targetry, so I have plenty of stuff to shoot, and it's all free except for buying ammo and driving out here. But with that being said, chest rig, what do I have? So I just have a Spirit of Systems Mark V with the fat straps, obviously the back strap. Got a magazine insert, got a knife, because that's handy, good to have some kind of tool on you. And that's tucked behind my magazines. And then off to the right, I have a TKO pouch with the tourniquet in it. And that's it. No dangler, no front pouch, no other side pouches, nothing crazy. Very simple and basic setup. This is a almost perfect setup for training. And I say almost because the perfect setup is what you enjoy using and what you want to wear and what you can afford. That is the perfect setup. But for me, in terms of money spent compared to capabilities that this thing offers, I did the placard, 60 bucks, straps are 50, 60 if you count the back strap, TKO pouch is like 30, inserts like 20, altogether, I'm not gonna do the math. About 120 bucks, right? Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, I'm not sure. You don't have to buy the TKO pouch, obviously. You can just use some shot cord and strap a tourniquet or rubber bands, doesn't matter. Carry a tourniquet in your pocket. But I think for civilians, this is a very good and minimalist setup, right? Fits nice under my rain jacket. I can carry some magazines. I have a knife and a spare tourniquet. Perfect. I don't need more than that. I don't. Like, I've been out here for a while and I've been shooting, and I've never thought to myself, like, dang, I need a water bottle pouch right here. Or dang, I need a big GP pouch right here to hold random crap that I can just keep in my backpack or my pants pockets. You know, for so long I've been trying to figure out a way to carry everything I need on a rig. And a lot of my videos, you can see that, you know, it's evolved. And I think that this is the simplest approach you can take. Having a detached IFAK that you can wear in the front, side, wear it on the rear, and then having just a placard, chest rig, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be Spirit Systems. It can be from Amazon, doesn't matter. But it's what you can afford and what you want to use, right? And what's comfortable for you, your budget, and type of training you want to do and enjoy, right? And a quick little side note, actually, the micro rig. A lot of people say that, like, oh, there's no use for them outside of like training or, you know, in a vehicle. Like, yeah. I'm gonna be real. Pretty much every field op I did when I was in the Marine Corps, where we didn't wear plate carriers and we wore chest rigs. I mean, my first one that I did, I had the TAPS rig because at that time we weren't allowed to wear our own rigs. It was weird. But then after that time frame, about 6 months, we were able to start purchasing our own rigs. And my buddy, I bought a Spirit Mark V from him, this chest rig, but in Coyote Brown. And that's all I used, like, out in the field. Like, I didn't put any pouches on it, nothing crazy. I might throw a picture of it in here. I had like a little small dangler that he sold to me with it, that I put a couple little, like, small miscellaneous things, like a lighter and a multi-tool and some tape. And then after that, I had 3 mags and the little dangler, and that was it. Everything else went into my ruck, my pants pockets, or if I had a plate carrier, I'd just attach it to the plate carrier if that's what we were wearing. And that's just what I used. Like, I don't, and a lot of times too, guys think they need all this extra stuff on their chest rig, but their plate carrier isn't set up that way. Their plate carrier has a placard on it and a dangler, maybe a pouch on the side if they carry a radio, and that's about it. So then your chest rig would realistically be the same setup, right? That's just my line of thinking. I know people are going to disagree with me. It's whatever. And then moving on from that, we need only a couple more things, right? Just to get out the door and get training. And that's going to be some type of weather protection, right? Because, I mean, obviously it's not monsooning on me, but it's raining. And if I didn't have a rain jacket, I'd be pretty sad right now, right? I'd be pretty upset because I'd be soaking wet and I'd be uncomfortable and I just want to be done. But I have a rain jacket, so I'm nice and toasty, or not toasty, but I'm nice and dry, which, I mean, does, I guess, make me a little toasty. And yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, getting a good rain jacket. I got this from Outdoor Research. I have the expert voice thing, if you guys are tracking on that. So I got a really good deal on it. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. It was like 240 bucks. I would not have bought it with my own money. Or yeah, I did buy it with my own money, but I got a 60% off on it. So yeah. And then the last thing, which is honestly not that important, it just depends on your budget and what you want to do with your training and your time. Would be night vision, a way to carry it, and then a way to shoot with night vision. That's what I would say is like the last, obviously that's everybody's last tier option. It would be like your clothes, or really your gun, some type of medical, your clothes, which kind of goes with the medical, that's like the beginning, footwear, a bag, gear, and then we can get into night vision, helmet setups, that kind of stuff. For ear pro, they're in my fanny pack. I have, so two different methods, right? If I'm wearing my helmet, I don't have helmet mounted ear pro, so I put the little earplugs in. If I'm not wearing my helmet, I got these Walker razors that I just throw on and they're good. They work for me. I've already mentioned that. That should be the first thing, along with your gun and gloves, obviously, to keep your hands from getting overheated on the barrel, whatever. And just keep your hands protected. Like I came out here, when I first got out here, I didn't have my gloves on, and I immediately cut my finger on my gun, and my pinky's been bleeding. So, like, just wear gloves. Like, right? You just should do it, just because. But then anyway, moving on. Night vision, I've talked about them before. It's PVS Gen 2 Plus. They're green phosphorus, or just green. Got them for like $2K, right around there, plus or minus a little bit. It's been a while. I love them. I shoot with them. I come out here, not as much as I shoot in the daytime, but I have shot in the night quite a bit with these, and I enjoy them a lot. And then, so for my night setup for shooting, I can do passive and active aiming. I have a primary arms, like they're like micro dot or whatever, on top of my LPVO for passive. And then for active aiming, I have just a Hollow Sun, their IR model on the very front. So yeah, mainly these past couple of weeks, I've done a lot of updates to my gun, a lot of internal working. And so I've just been kind of shooting just to get everything kind of like set in. And from today, my flashlight is loose and my laser is also a little loose. So those need to be torqued down to spec and maybe even rock set. I know my muzzle device needs to be rock set, but I'm probably gonna change it out back to my 3-prong, because I like that better. Because once it's on there and you have the crush washer, it's not going anywhere. So I prefer that opposed to this more like bigger muzzle brake. Other than that though, it's been going great. I mean, the gas block that I installed are doing great. So nothing but good things. And then, sorry, when we have the night vision, how do we carry it? Well, two ways. You can do a skull cap, or you can do like just a bump helmet or a ballistic helmet. Depends on your budget and what you want out of it. So I just went with a bump helmet because it was cheap, easy. And then, so for my helmet setup, hasn't ever changed. I mean, aside from this, I don't know if I've shown you guys this, but I got the little articulating mount so I can leave it up and it doesn't get in the way of my vision. Just how it was in the Marine Corps with the 31s. And then on the rear, strobe for shooting with buddies at night so they can see me. Battery pack, just carries spare batteries for the night vision, so I don't have to have them on my kit. They're just up here. And then our flag patch, it's like desert night camo or something. Yeah, so that's my helmet setup, which mainly just gets used at nighttime because I really don't need it during the day. And then scrim, did it myself on top, just because it breaks up the outline a little bit and it gives the helmet some character, right? So yeah, that's the video. I mean, that's what you need to get out and get training, guys. Like, you don't need all this crazy stuff. You don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. You just get a rifle, get some stuff, basic stuff for it, go shoot, go train, and then from there, after months and months and months of doing this, then you start buying stuff to supplement it. Chest rig, right? And then eventually you can get the night vision and all these kind of things, right? It's a tiered process. It's not all at once and I can't train until I have everything that I need. I just train in the meantime and get better and better and better. And think about it. Think about how much ammo you could buy if you just didn't buy a bunch of random stuff, right? Like gear stuff. Think about how much ammo you could have within the same amount in 6 months, right? You didn't buy a single piece of kit for 6 months. and just saved up and bought ammo, you could buy probably over 2,000 or 3,000 rounds of ammo for the same amount of money that you would have used to buy 3 different chest rigs, belt kits, and whatever, right? And I might just be projecting my own, thoughts and how I do things, which since I'm done buying gear and I'm done getting dumb stuff, right? I have everything that I need, obviously, from this video. You can see that. And yeah, that's it. Time to get training, time to enjoy it and have fun while I can, right? Because you never know whenever your time's up. So enjoy life and yeah, worship God, love your family, and go train. Thank you for watching, guys. Bangalore Productions, signing off.